Welcome back, and we're going to see through some bullshit. So back on Evil Deeds. So we're going to go through the just a bit of fun. What if? Or an alternative from the last one, the Evil Goku time round. So I don't know if I actually carried that one. I don't look like I did. So yeah, just begin then, shall we? I will be serious on it, so I will check the power levels and stuff, and if it's meant to be fun, or a bit of fun, just let the imagination fly. Welcome back to What Deedz, and we have a theory on Dragon Ball. As you can see on the top left, it says Evil Goku Theory. It's a very long one. So we will start. So this What If theory is going to be about Evil Goku. This will be part 1, up to where Pilaf tries to make his wish. The brackets will have the note points and notes. Goku will be stronger, more resourceful, but less training as a fighter. That means experience or training. So this means I'm going to be summarizing most of it. Or probably not sure. But anyways, the brackets are the points from the actual anime show. So it's always in dub, what the anime that I watch, and I don't watch it in sub, so I can't be asked to read. So yeah, so I just listen to it carefully and just try notes down and so on. So let's begin then. Grandpa Gohan trained him to be like steel. Goku lives in the wild, surviving off creatures like fish, meaning fighting most of the time. Let's go back to beginning. We will start. So this What If theory is going to be about Evil Goku. This will be part 1, up to where Pilaf tries to make his wish. The brackets will have the note points and notes. Goku will be stronger, more resourceful, but less training as a fighter. That means experience or training. Grandpa Gohan trained him to be like steel. Goku lives in the wild, surviving off creatures like fish, meaning fighting most of the time. Goku has a forest of territory. Animals can talk. Being at the top gives them information on what's happening around the area. Goku would be stronger. I'll just repeat a line. Bulma. Why did I repeat that? Why did I repeat the line? Yeah, that's why I repeated the line. Basically, copy and paste. I forgot to delete one of them. I think it was this one what I meant to delete it. This little paragraph, these 2 lines. So that's in the next paragraph now. Arrives at the destination of the 4-star Dragon Ball, finding an old man known as Gohan, renowned martial arts fighter. Gohan thinks nothing of the sort about what the Dragon. So in this, what if Gohan didn't actually take Goku in? Instead, Gohan missed him, or went a different way. So Gohan didn't have no interaction with Goku when he landed on Earth. So Goku's been in the forest all his time. I think it should be. I'm not sure. Huh? As well, would I put that? Gohan trained to be like. So it must have had some interaction with. Oh, that's the point of the negative point. So we are not meeting Grandpa Gohan. Didn't train him like steel. That's what we're trying to say. So that's why he has less fighter, hard trainer. so he'd be weaker than his counterpart. Being at the top gives him information better. Gohan thinks nothing of the sort about what the Dragon Ball is having it on the shelf. Bulma explains about the wishes. Renowned martial arts. Bulma arrives at the destination of the 4-star Dragon Ball, finding an old man known as Gohan, renowned martial arts fighter. Gohan thinks nothing of the sort about what the Dragon Ball is having it on the shelf. Bulma explains about the wishes, also that she already has 2 of them, the 2 stars and the 5-star. To be honest, Bulma doesn't even need to explain about the wishes. He probably actually knows about the Dragon Balls. Because Master Roshi already knows about the Dragon Balls. Or maybe not. Master Roshi don't know about it either. So yeah, Bulma could explain. So Gohan wouldn't even know about the Dragon Balls then? Because Master Roshi just hands Bulma the Dragon Ball after showing her privates to him. So yeah. Gohan replied having seen another one on his old master. Bulma's cunning, having a renowned fighter for protection for the journey to his old master. So Grandpa Gohan is quite known in the universe. But I know I didn't get any mentions further on in the story. It's only Yamcha what gives the mention to Gohan with his power pole. So that's why he's renowned, or class him as renowned fighter. Thus, they set off the next morning. Goku got information about a strong bandit from killing his animals in the forest. So he goes and searches the bear with the eye patch and the sword. Meanwhile, the bandit found a tail. The name for the bear with the eye patch is actually called a bandit. A bit strange, but it's true. That was lost from sea, so we caught it and made a campfire. So this is the tail, Master Roshi's tail, the one that's in the city or moving across land, trying to find the ocean. Steam Cook, whilst doing that, Goku picked up on his smell of food and found the bandit, so they both fight. Goku managed to beat him because of his speed, then the bandit surrendered and offered Goku the tail. But Goku had a bigger plan, to use the bandit for his own use so that you both go together after eating the tail. Bulma and Gohan drives the car towards the sea and notice a tail shell. Gohan checks it and knows the shell. Then he looks around and finds the tail on a stake. That's what remained now. He gets back in the car with the shell and tells Bulma to go fast. Shu and Mia has gone to locate the Dragon Ball. The bandit throws Goku straight towards it to knock the bird down. The wolves show up, but this time the wolves are on Goku's side. I said the bird, but it's actually a plane. But it's a bird to them. So they want food. They've been living in the wild. So they won't know what a plane and a bird difference would be. I know I'm trying to play Goku's dumb, but it probably would have been. The wolves show up, but this time the wolves are on Goku's side. So they tear Shu and Mia apart and finds a gold ball with one star. Goku, the bandit, and the 8th Wolf Pack go to a bigger forest and feast and find out more about the ball. The plan was to let the wolves go in first and take the weaklings out, with Goku jumping around in the shadows, tree to tree, waiting for someone to oppose the wolf pack with the bandit shortly behind. So I tried making Goku as more of a monkey, with swinging out with his tail and stuff across branches. It could probably be even faster doing that. and actually running was walking. So his tail would be stronger than it would normally be. So to oppose the wolf pack with the bandits shortly behind. A dragon shows up, smacks the wolves with his tail, so they wimped and ran off. Past the bandit stayed close to the trees, whilst Goku leaps down from the trees, having him pinned down. Then the bandit chopped off the tail of the dragon, making him unbalanced. So Goku questions the dragon about the one-star ball. The dragon has no clue about it, so Goku tells the bandit to remove his head, then sat down for a fried dragon body. The next day they got out to the forest and saw a place with lots of dragons. So they went and presented the dragon's head and dominated over the dragons. With Goku having Air Force, he was very pleased with himself that he made them fight each other in a pit to find a strong fighter. Goku did this to make himself stronger by fighting the strongest and training his tail to be strong as the dragon's tail. Goku put the bandit through many trainings, even some to near death, and taking out the ones that stand against Goku. Gohan and Bulma got to the Master's house and talked for a long time, but Gohan told him about Bulma, and the Dragon Balls Roshi gave it to her straight away for reuniting with Gohan. Gohan went back to the boat, Bulma capsule number 8, to get the shell. Master Roshi got depressed, went outside to lay on his deck chair. Pilaf came with his mech to try to take the Dragon Ball, since there was 4 on the island, the 2, 3, 4 and 5 stars. Master Roshi gave up whilst Gohan had to fight the mech. The rock, paper, scissors didn't work, so he grabbed the robot's arm and flung him into the water. Roshi was too upset to care, so Gohan stayed with him whilst Bulma carried on her journey. How come? Oh yeah, because the tail died. So, yeah. Roshi would be depressed, pretty much. Okay, he'd be living on that island by himself now, with no company. Even if the tail was on the land for a while, wandering around for this ocean. But yeah, now he knows that the tail is never going to be coming back now. So he didn't have that much fighting spirit anymore. I'm Master Roshi. Bulma arrives at the village, where there's been a beast taking little girls. But the old woman had a Dragon Ball and said if you can get rid of the beast, you can have it. So with that, Bulma started to gather info. But once the monster came, Bulma was terrified and the little girl got taken. Later that day, Bulma noticed that there wasn't any deep footprints, just very light ones. So I'm using Bulma's smarts here, or trying to. Don't know if it's believable or not, but trying to do any possibilities to get Bulma out of the village. Instead of getting kidnapped by Oolong again. With Bulma cunning and flirting with locals, she set a trap to capture the beast. Early in the morning, the beast sabotaged the traps. One non, that's brackets. The beast was looking around and spots Bulma. He transforms to take her away. So no one knew Oolong's not my fault. They never saw the pig in the village. But then Bulma panicked and took it out to Nosy. Some more brackets there. Started spraying Oolong, quickly transformed into something small. Oolong begged to Bulma not to shoot him. So the village got the kids back and Bulma got the... So Bulma has one short pistol. She has many guns on. It's very strange. It's a bit surprising, to be honest. Whatever. She does actually have them on her. A pistol and an Uzi. As shown
So the village got the kids back and boom, the sister born.
Sister born. No one liked too long in the village, so he went to a Boma. But like what happened in the show, Boma gives Oolong the pill, which make him go for number 2 when he gets cold feet. Now they are headed to the Fire Mountain, so they go through the desert in Oolong's camper van. Yamcha sees this and investigates with Paw. They catch up to the camper van and forces them to pull over by blowing up one of the wheels. Bomber comes out of the shower with a towel on. Yamcha comes bursting through the door. The wind blows the towel off, and Yamcha faints. So Oolong ties him up whilst Pa is trying to stop him. Yamcha starts to snap out of it, but Bulma walks in with flirty ways and convinces him to go with him. So Yamcha is forced to give them a car and taken to Fire Mountain. Goku's still training with dragons. With the bandit, the dragons have given up at this point and obeys Goku's every command. Goku's tail has become hard and scaly, but still flexible, and learned Dragon Fist. All of a sudden, whilst eating, the one-star ball started glowing. So Goku told the dragon to look around the area, and the dragon told Goku that there is only one village over there. So Goku and the bandit claimed.
So how would he know that? Then Dragon should start soon once eating the one star ball started glowing. I mean there was another one nearby. But yeah, that's a bit of a far-fetched, if you know what I mean. Because Goku doesn't even know what the balls do or anything like that. He wouldn't know what the glowing pot thing would, what it would mean. So it would probably just carried on like normal. We even do what it do with this. This is just like a plot driven, just to get him moving.
Yeah, climbed up onto 2 dragons and flew to the village for answers. They landed in the centre of the village and demanded answers. Everyone refused, so the dragons breaking houses each time they refused to answer, until the old woman told Goku about the balls and the way the girl went. Goku stole the food whilst.
So they landed in the centre of the village and demanded answers. Everyone refused, so the dragons breaking houses each time they refused to answer until the old woman told. So this old woman is the one who will get handed Bulma the Dragon Ball. Because I don't think I made it clear. So I told Goku about the balls and the way the girl went. Goku stole the food and whistled for the more dragons to come down.
And whilst whistled for more dragons to come down to gather some and then left the village to go back to the dragon's den, plotting for an attack against the Fire Mountain. So he sent the bandit with a dragon back to the forest to get the aid of other creatures to join the fight. The bandit got to the forest, but since it's his first time there, he had to prove himself to the rest. So a dancer on a saber-toothed tiger challenged him.
So this is like a killed or be killed. It's just take out the strongest to rule them, if you know what I mean. That's how I've been doing this. Like the same with the dragons. So that's where that thought process comes.
Together, the tiger was moving too fast between the trees, and Dinosaur was the brute force, sending flying whilst the tiger distracts. The bandit was having no more and got serious, pulls out his blade and waits for the tiger to strike. Hits the bandit, but the bandit didn't flinch and cut the tiger's leg. Now the dinosaur's charging straight at the bandit, but the bandit outsmarted by making a quick pitfall and jumps on top of the dinosaur, having the blade at the throat. Now that the bandit proved he was stronger, he gave the command to the strong creatures to go to the Fire Mountain, and he will lead the charge, and he sent the dragon back with a message to Goku. Meanwhile, Yamcha, Bulma, Oolong, and Po got to the Fire Mountain, confronted by the Ox King Yamcha. Oh, they're separate people. It was scared of him, but Bulma was watching, so Yamcha used the Wolfman Fist, and that only tickled her.
Wait, why did I mention separate people? Got to the Fire Mountain, confirmed by the Ox King. That's probably why. It should be a thing. Yamcha was scared of him, but Bulma was watching, so Yamcha used the Wolfman Fist. And that only tickled Ox King. So Yamcha kept on doing it till Ox King couldn't take it anymore.
Ox King. So Yamcha kept on doing it till Ox King couldn't take it anymore. So Bulma asked about the Dragon Ball. If he had one, Ox King says it's in the castle, but the heat too much, so he asked about getting the Banjo fan from Master Roshi. Bulma and Yamcha uses hover car to get to Roshi's.
So this is the effect from the tail again. From the dead tail. So since he's depressed, he might have the Banjo fan, and it chuck it out, and we've Gohan there as well. So yeah, so he might have still got the Banjo fan.
That's all one big bracket. Bulma and Yamcha arrives with Gohan. We Gohan to see Bulma, and Yamcha is amazed and knows about Gohan. Yamcha talks to him, and as they spar, after he gave Yamcha the poem and went with him, also took Banjo fan. So they got back to the Fire Mountain to put out the fire. This time the castle stayed up. Bulma got the Dragon Ball, the 7 star, and Gohan stayed with the Ox King to catch up. Bulma, Yamcha, Oolong, and Po get ambushed by Pilaf whilst they were heading to Goku's location. Pilaf goes back to his castle or palace with their group chasing him.
So Bulma, Yamcha, and Po get ambushed by Pilaf whilst they were heading to Goku's location. So Goku, remember he has the 1-star Dragon Ball on him? Or a Dragon Ball anyway. Don't matter what stars it is for you. So they got ambushed, but they're carrying Dragon Balls as well. And Pilaf is after them. And Shu and Mai are dead by the wolves. So it's only Pilaf at the 3 what's still alive. So Pilaf goes back to his castle or palace with the group chasing him, then wandering through his place getting trapped.
Then, wandering through his place getting trapped, Pilaf thought he had all the Dragon Balls until Bulma says you're missing one. The bandit dinosaur attacked.
So Mai is the one who mentions that he's missing one, but since she's dead, had to put Bulma in his place to actually make him know that he's missing one. Great, probably wouldn't. Until he tried to make the wish, but it probably wouldn't work. So yeah, it would just take more time.
A gorilla elephant are making their way through the desert, while the dragons are supplying the group with food and water. All the dragons are back. Goku climbs up on the strongest one and leads them to the Fire Mountain. Goku plus dragons arrived, and the creatures are in combat with the Ox King and Gohan. The tiger darting around, taking on Ox King with the bandit, and the elephant gorilla dinosaur fighting Gohan. The Ox King's blocking the bandit's attacks.
So the elephant and the gorilla were like in afterthought kind of thing. I added them in after when I read the paragraph. So they were pretty much just whatever, just fill up spaces to make it more equal to the fight. So the tiger and the dinosaur was the main two that they were last time against the bandit. I tried to make it more equal. There's no proof of a gorilla and an elephant or tiger being in a forest. Oh, it's that tiger from when with Gohan and that, and this the saber-tooth tiger. So there's proof of them too. That's the dinosaur who gets his tail chopped off and stuff. But these two, like I just said, there's afterthoughts. Just the animal kingdom. So don't wrong, taking on that was King of the Bandit.
But getting hit by the tiger was Gohan. Right, the tiger. Whilst Gohan charges a Kamehameha, it takes out the elephant, gorilla, and the dancer. But now Gohan's tired, and Alex King's not getting a hedge. Goku flies down and has a one-on-one with Gohan. Gohan is speechless how the kid looks like a dragon. They start battling. Gohan has the upper hand. But with Goku's iron's tail, he bounces like a spring and does a dragon fist direct hit. Now trying to do a Kamehameha shoot straight at Gohan, but the blast fades away just before.
So this is the first attempt for Goku. So yeah, it's the one where he does it on that car. But this time, since he hasn't really experienced in energy, it's even weaker. Don't worry about his power level.
It reaches. Gohan quickly grabbed his tail and started slamming him to the ground. But at that moment, the full moon was out. Goku started turning into a great ape with scales.
So this is just finger imagination, I guess. But the Izaru is scaly Izaru instead of the fair, because of the dragon tail. Quickly grabs his tail, and this time the tail doesn't snap off easily. So without slamming, it doesn't just pull off.
Started to go on a rampage, destroying everything. Goku jumps up and sends a massive earthquake all the way to Pilaf's palace, making it fall down. Gohan unbalanced and can't get a stable footing, so he's trying to cling on Goku's tail. But Goku tripped over and fell straight on top of Gohan, and the arm on top of Oxen. Goku turned back to his normal self. The dragon swooped in and got Goku and the bandit out, whilst the tiger couldn't move. I need to move this up now. We're getting to the end. The dragons were tired, so they couldn't go through the desert, so they went near the palace. The ball started glowing, so the bandit took it and followed the glow of the ball. Pilaf outside in his mech with the Dragon Balls. Yamcha Bulma all along a boat make it outside to see the duel going on between the mech and the bandit. The bandit blade not making a dent in.
So I don't think I made that clear. So when Goku made the earthquake, it collapsed the Pilaf's palace, and they were stuck in that cell where they can't break out of. So that collapse of the palace actually freed them from the cell. So that's where this is coming from. So outside to see the duel going on between the mech and the bandit. So the mech is Pilaf, but you know them robot things, them free robot, like the mage and stuff. But since Shu and Mi are dead, he's only that small one, facing against the bandit. The bandit plays not make it in the mech.
In the mech. So Pilaf just smacks him and takes the ball. Pilaf's about to make his wish until Bulma tells Oolong to wish for the tail hermit's tail back. Hope you enjoyed the weird story. This might be a part 1, depends on if you like it or not. a person wanted me to do more videos about what if theories on YouTube. It's on the bar.com.
So, so Pilaf just smacks him and takes the ball. Pilaf's about to make his wish. Until Robin tells her wrong to wish for the tail helmet tail back. Could have been a better sentence there, but well, it's what it is, what it is. And so at least it's not for panties. So it's pretty much a worthless wish.
So,
It's an alright wish, I guess. It's something that wouldn't affect the Dragon Ball saga or anything. Just make thing make Roshi depression. So he would actually treat the turtle with more respect than he did before, and train people up, just like Cullen, because Cullen be straight after if I was to carry that on. So hope you enjoy the video. Please leave that score comment down below if you want to see that after. And in a bit.